Hey guys, I'm Boris, and this is going to be my interpretation of Carnival of Rust by the Poets of the Fall. I've loved this song for well over a year now. I don't know why it took me so long, more than 30 years on this planet before I first heard the song, but man, am I glad I did. This is such a good song. It's so deep. All the lyrics just mean so much, especially to me, and I just absolutely love it. And of course, the video is super symbolic. There's so much in there. And just one thing I want to get out of the way real quick is another person did an interpretation of this video, and I really, really love his interpretation. I'm actually going to link it right here if you want to go watch it. And the only difference between his and mine is he focuses a lot more on the video, the symbolism, the visual symbolism of everything in the video. I'm going to focus much more on the lyrics. But of course, some things we kind of say the same, and some things we differ on in our interpretations, because there are things in the video I'm going to talk about as well. But anyway, I think he did a really great job with his video. Mine's just going to be different in that it focuses more on the lyrics, and there are some things that I interpret in ways that he didn't that I think are different. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Everybody views art through their own lens, and this is definitely art. I absolutely love this song, absolutely love the video, and I totally do consider this to be art. So I'm just going to play the video. I'm going to stop it every time I get to a scene or a lyric or something that I just really want to talk about that means a lot to me. I'm not going to cover every single thing, every single character, and every single scene in the video, and probably not even every single lyric. This is going to be just a general idea of what I think the song means and what it means to me. So without further ado, let's play the song and see what we think. Okay, I'm already stopping it because this is such a powerful lyric. The very first few lyrics. To breathe the name of your Savior in your hour of need, and to taste the blame if the flavor should remind you of greed. So from the very start, they're kind of painting the picture of the kind of person they're talking about. And of course, they're talking about praying or talking to God. They're talking about this person asking for God's help only when things are going wrong in their life or something like that, in their hour of need. And to taste the blame, to actually listen to God, to actually hear what God's telling that person that they need to do, the work that they need to do, or whatever it is that God's asking of this person, only if they think that that's going to get them something good, something that they want. So to breathe the name of your Savior, to talk to God, in your hour of need, only when you need something, and to taste the blame, to actually listen to God and to actually look within yourself and see what you can change or what you can actually do to help your situation, if the flavor should remind you of greed. If you actually like what you're hearing. If based on what you're hearing, you think you can get what you want really fast and really easy. So this person isn't talking to God about everything they're grateful for, about maybe other people, praying for other people, having their mind outside of themselves, onto the world, onto other people, what they're grateful for, what's good in the world, what they can do for other people, what they hope for other people. No, this person is only looking at what they want and talking to God, basically asking God for things that they want. Let's keep going.
Of implication, insinuation, and ill will, till you cannot lie still in all this turmoil before red cape and foil come closing in for a kill.
Alright, let's pause again just before the chorus starts. So those last few lyrics just before the chorus starts, of implication, insinuation, and ill will, till you cannot lie still. That little bit to me sounds a lot like something that a dishonest person, a user, a narcissist, a manipulator, one of those people would use to manipulate someone. Of implication, insinuation, ill will, until you cannot lie still. So they try to get you to want something, or they like blow your head up with all these things that they're going to do for you and make you really trust them and really want them to help you. And in that state of wanting, you're much more easy to manipulate for this person. Now that they got you all wound up and wanting something, cannot lie still. Of implication, insinuation. They insinuate that they can do something for you, or they even tell you something that they're going to do for you, which we all know they're not going to, which is their ill will. And then you're so wound up by what you want them to do for you that you cannot lie still. And then, of course, the next lyric. In all this turmoil, before red cape and foil come closing in for a kill. Now, of course, red cape and foil refers to a matador holding out the red cape with the sword, the foil, the sword hidden inside the red cape, and draws the bull in towards him. And when the bull gets close enough and he wants to go after that red cape, the sword comes out and stabs the bull and kills him. So just in case anyone didn't get that reference, that's what that is. The red cape and foil is what a matador uses to draw in, to trick, and then kill the bull. And of course that's relating to this manipulative, evil person that the song is talking about, where they draw you in with insinuation and sweet words and things that they're going to do for you. But of course we know that they have ill will. They want something from you. They want to manipulate you. They want to take from you. And so they use their red cape until you get close enough and you trust them, and then comes the foil and they come in for the kill and they take what they want from you. Let's keep going. Let's play the chorus.
Come feed the rain, 'cause I'm thirsty for your love, dancing underneath the skies of lust. Yeah, feed the rain, 'cause without you, love, my life ain't nothing but this carnival of rust.
Okay, let's stop here for a second. So the chorus just makes it a little too obvious, doesn't it? Come feed the rain, dancing underneath the skies of lust. Without your love, my life is nothing but a carnival of rust. And here I want to talk about the video a little bit, not just the lyrics. So you'll notice, the fortune teller, the guy in the box, he starts out being kind of quiet, mysterious, interesting, and he's drawing the girl in the gas mask. He's drawing her in, and she's coming closer, and she's listening to what he has to say. She's like, okay, what are you saying? You're interesting. You're kind of reserved. You're mysterious. I want to know what you're telling me. And he's kind of burying his intention with some really fancy words. You're not really sure what he's saying until the chorus, at which point the bright lights go off, he gets louder, and his true intention comes out clear as day. Come feed the rain. Come feed the rain. Dance underneath the skies of lust with me. Without your love, my life is nothing but a carnival of rust. I need you. Come here. I want you. So he's making it super obvious. And you can tell she's surprised. She's like taken aback, you know, when all the super clear intention comes out and all the lights come out and all of that. So now he told her exactly what it is that he wants, and it's her. He wants her. He wants to manipulate her. He wants to use her. He wants her for himself. Let's keep going for a second. Of course, there she is, riding a roller coaster down into the depths of hell.
It's all a game, avoiding failure, when true colors will bleed. All in the name of misbehavior and the things we don't need.
Okay, it's all a game, avoiding failure, when true colors will bleed. All in the name of misbehavior and the things we don't need. This is basically the plight, the horrible life of everybody who's either addicted to something or just has a scarcity mentality where they're always trying to get their share and not really give to anybody else. And they're just trying to do the bare minimum that they need to in order to get by and get what they want out of life without really helping anybody else. So it's all a game, avoiding failure, when true colors will bleed. Because we know, of course, low character always comes out. In one way or another, a liar is always discovered to be a liar. An addict will always find a way to screw up their life and will be known as an addict until they really fix their life, if they ever do. So true colors, in the end, always do bleed. And then I love the next lyric. All in the name of misbehavior and the things we don't need. So to the addict, or to the low character person, or to the user or manipulator, or narcissist, life is a game to get what they want. And the sad thing is, they actually know that the things that they want don't really have a whole lot of substance. All in the name of misbehavior and the things we don't need. So they're living this difficult life. They're telling all these lies. They're using and abusing people. And sometimes they even get the consequences of those actions when true colors will bleed. But they just can't get off the merry-go-round. They just can't stop themselves, even though they know it's all in the name of misbehavior and the things they don't need. It's a really tough place to be. So before we move on to the next lyric, I actually want to do a little interpretation on the fortune teller himself, the symbolism behind the fortune teller as a character. And to help me do this, I have to reference Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes, which is an incredible book about this evil carnival coming to town and basically collecting souls from the town into their twisted carnival. And in that book, what happens when they take a soul, when they take a person into the carnival, they take that person's sins, everything that they did wrong in life, their predominant sins that they used to either hurt people or hurt themselves, basically their character flaws. And what the carnival did was they blew those character flaws up until that person basically became a giant walking representation of that character flaw. So for instance, there was a guy that never really committed to anything. He worked, but he wasn't really present at work. He had a family, but he deprived them because he worked too much. He had hobbies, but he was never really into them. He kind of participated at church, but he was never really present. He was kind of spread too thin. He did everything, but he never really put his soul into anything. And this guy, the carnival took and stretched him out, like on one of those old medieval like torture machines where they stretch the person out. They stretched him out and made him the thin man. So he was like 9 feet tall and he was like yay thin. And of course he became a circus freak, but it also became this representation that he was the thin man. He was spread too thin. He never really cared about anything enough. And that was his crime in life. And that's what made him susceptible and vulnerable to this evil carnival that preyed on his weakness. And basically now he spends the rest of his life as a circus freak, the thin man. And of course the carnival was full of these people with backstories and things like that. But what that really reminded me of was this fortune teller. I think that the fortune teller's character is the exact same kind of thing that I saw in Bradbury's book. I think that the fortune teller, back before he was the fortune teller and when he was just a normal person walking around on the earth, I think he was kind of like a pickup artist or some kind of like sleazy scumbag type of guy who just like picked up girls, told them what they wanted to hear, used them, and then threw them away. I think he was that kind of guy where he would dishonestly tell people things just to use them and get what he wanted from them. He told them fortunes, you know? And then maybe this evil carnival, the Carnival of Rust, scooped him up, put him in a box, and so now he gets to do that for the rest of his life without ever reaping the reward, without ever getting to use the person for his own selfish needs. So now he's just this crusty, old, disgusting fortune teller who's trapped in a box, whispering in the ears of every pretty girl that comes to the carnival until he can't take it anymore and he's frustrated and he finally blows up and tells them everything he wants from them, and of course that scares them and they walk away, as you'll see just a little bit later in the video. And this is his fate because of the sins, the disgusting things he did before he became the fortune teller. Alright, let's move on to the next lyric.
I lust for after, no disaster can touch us anymore. And more than ever, I hope to never fall, where enough is not the same it was before.
So as the girl's already walking away, because the fortune teller basically took off his mask and showed her what he really was and what he really wanted from her, of course, naturally, she's already starting to walk away, and you can tell he's really sad about it. And he's just saying, I lust for after, no disaster can touch us anymore. So he just wants this fantasy land of his where he gets what he wants. He gets that girl, and nothing's going to take her away from him. And also, and more than ever, I hope to never fall, where enough is not the same it was before. He knows he has a problem. He knows he's addicted. And he knows that even if he has this girl, that eventually he'll just want another one, and then nothing will ever satisfy him. And he'll just keep perpetuating this really disgusting and difficult cycle of just lying to people and using them and abusing them and then once he's done with them, casting them away and then getting somebody else. And he knows he's addicted, and he knows how he is, and he knows that this addiction has destroyed his life. And just like a true addict, he really wants to get to the place where it's not ruling his life. He hopes to never fall, where enough is not the same it was before. The true mark of addiction, where whatever it is you want, drugs, sex, alcohol, food, whatever, nothing is enough to satisfy you, and you need more and more and more to get that same high. I think that's what the fortune teller is experiencing here. And what's really sad about it is he says, I hope to never fall, where enough is not the same it was before. I hope to never get to that place. I'm really fantasizing about just being in that place where you, this girl, is enough for me, the fortune teller, to be happy forever, and I hope to never fall to where I want more. And that's what he's fantasizing about, but he knows that he's not that person, he knows that he'll never be satisfied, and he knows that he's trapped in this life. Let's go on.
Come feel the rain, 'cause I'm thirsty for your love, dancing underneath the skies of lust. Yeah, feel the rain, 'cause without you, love, my life ain't nothing but this carnival of rust. Yeah, feel the rain, 'cause I'm thirsty for your love, dancing underneath the skies of lust. Yeah, feel the rain, 'cause without you, love, my life ain't nothing but this carnival of rust. Don't walk away.
Okay, and there was a lot there that I'm not going to interpret just because I don't want this video to be like an hour long. I just really briefly talk about the carnival and the rest of the characters and what's going on with this girl. So it's not just all about the fortune teller, even though I think that's the most interesting and most powerful character in the whole thing. The rest of the characters in the video are just as bad and just as evil as the fortune teller. They're all trying to trick her or trap her, the girl with the gas mask, somehow. And that's also symbolized by the fact that she's wearing a gas mask. Like something really gross and disgusting and noxious is going on at this carnival, and she's the only kind of normal person there, and she has to wear a gas mask to survive. And obviously they're all focused on her. They're all focused on taking something from her, or using her, or trapping her, or something. It's not a safe place for her to be. And so when they're all so focused on getting her to play this game, and then when she wins, they're not upset because they have to give away the prize. They're actually happy to give away this doll. They're actually happy to give away the prize because they know that it's what she wants and it's something that they can use to trap her. I'm not exactly sure how, but that's just kind of how I interpret the behavior of all the rest of the carnival people. They're all trying to use this doll to trap the girl somehow. And of course all the characters are just creepy and gross in their own way, and it's just such a cool video and such a cool portrayal of this like dark, evil carnival. So let's finish up the video.
Don't walk away. Oh, when the world is burning, don't walk away. Don't walk away. Oh, when the heart is yearning, don't walk away.
Okay, I have to stop it right there. This guy is such a narcissist, I can't even freaking take it. Oh my god. Okay, notice the words he's using. Don't walk away. Yeah, we already know he doesn't want her to walk away. He wants to use her and keep her forever, or at least what he thinks is forever, before he just discards her like everybody else in his life. Whatever. We already know all of that. But he keeps saying don't walk away when the world is burning. And don't walk away when the heart is yearning. Notice he's not saying my world is burning. He's not saying my heart is yearning. He's saying the world, the heart. The true mark of a narcissist is someone that can't separate themselves, their own feelings, their own experience from the rest of the world. So if somebody makes them angry, they feel justified at lashing out and saying that you're making me angry. It's your fault that I'm feeling this way. And of course that's associated with all kinds of really unhealthy and really gross behaviors. And it's because that narcissist just can't dissociate their own feelings and an internal experience from the other person, or from whoever cut them off in traffic, or from whatever happens in the outside world outside of them. They can't dissociate that. It's all one big, overwhelming experience to that narcissist. And that's exactly what this fortune teller is communicating. The world is burning. The heart is yearning. The whole world is burning. The whole world is yearning because I'm yearning. Because my world is burning. Because I'm upset that this girl is walking away. He can't dissociate those two things, and it's just such a clear and vivid description of a narcissist's experience. And I just think it's an excellent, perfect lyric. Let's keep going. Man, I love that song. And of course, the little ticket that pops out of the fortune teller's box at the end of his little rant, it says cor cordis, which I translated, with Google as best I could to mean heart to heart. Like, we just had a heart to heart. We have a connection now. You're mine forever, right? Okay, yeah. He's such a liar. He's such a narcissist. But anyway, okay. So I'm editing this video and I realize I didn't even talk about two of the most important and symbolic things in the song, the carnival and the rain. And I know I can't put out this video, I can't finish it without talking about those two things just for a couple minutes. So first off, the rain. I think that the rain symbolizes desire, and desire for any vice that the person may have. So in the case of the fortune teller, I think the rain symbolizes lust. His lust for the girl, and just his lust in general. And then of course, anything that's exposed to too much rain turns into rust and it corrodes and decays. So in the chorus when he sings, come feed the rain, dancing underneath the skies of lust, without your love, my life is nothing but a carnival of rust. He's talking about how his desire, the rain, is overwhelming and he knows that it will destroy his life unless he keeps feeding it with more and more victims like the girl that he's singing to. Without her, he will rust and decay. Now, the carnival, I think, is a really deep symbolism, and it's used over and over again in lots of books, lots of movies, like the Bradbury book that I mentioned, and I think it's really interesting. So why is it that so many books and movies that are like horror movies, terror, things about evil people, why are so many of them in the setting of a carnival or a circus? That's supposed to be this like joyous place that's supposed to be super fun and lighthearted and nothing but games and fun. What is it about circuses and carnivals that has that side to them that's so innately evil, and it's not just all fun and games? Well, just like in the Bradbury book that I mentioned, a carnival can be all fun and games, which is usually for kids, but it can also be the refusal to grow up and take responsibility. The desire to stay young without responsibility and to just do what feels good forever. So that's why in Bradbury's book, all the carnival people that fell victim to this evil carnival that came from town to town and scooped up souls, all those people had a vice. They had something that felt good that they allowed to rule their life. And so they were in essence acting like kids. Adults devise a plan and do things to accomplish their goals. Kids just do what feels good over and over again. So I think that circuses and carnivals have that evil side to them, and they're used in movies like It, or Something Wicked This Way Comes, or in this case in the song and the music video, because they do symbolize that dark side of humanity that just refuses to grow up and allows vices and lusts to rule their life and destroy them. And nothing is a clearer symbolism of that than the fortune teller and how his life is destroyed by his lust. So just to wrap this whole thing up, the rain, I believe, symbolizes desire and lust that if you're not careful will rule your life and eventually ruin your life. And then anything exposed to too much rain, too much desire, too much of one thing, focusing your life around one pleasurable thing, will eventually turn into rust and fall apart. So that's why I think the song is actually called Carnival of Rust, because it's all about a person who allowed their lust, allowed their vice, allowed their desire to ruin their life. And they just always refused to take responsibility for it until their life became nothing but a carnival of rust. They became stuck, and they just wouldn't stop dancing underneath the skies of lust until their life was nothing but a carnival of rust. So I know I didn't like deeply go into all the symbolism and all the other stuff going on in the video. I really just wanted to focus on the things that I did and just kind of give you a quick idea of what I think the video means, why I think it's so brilliant, why I think it's such a great depiction of what's going on in this fortune teller's mind, and what's going on in the mind of every narcissist, of every addict, basically of every person that's just having a really difficult time with their life. So anyway, be nice in the comments. Feel free to disagree with me. Feel free to agree with me. Whatever you want to do, just let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any interpretations that you also have, or if there's anything you agree with that I said, if there's anything you disagree with, whatever you want to put. I'd love to hear from you. Anyone else who loves this song, obviously, we have that in common. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.